Thank you, everybody. And thank you for making the journey here today to share this experience with us. A lot of changes that have that last minute venue change and weather and new platforms and different fun stuff, but all came together and everybody's flexible with that. I'd like to thank. Sorry, take a moment. I'd like to thank Howard and Linda and Steve and Victoria for underwriting this fantastic event and supporting us through it. I'd like to thank Lanny and Jerry and Sandy for making the journey here and supporting me with this. I'd also like to thank Tyler, my kids, Tyler, Xander, Grant, maybe Danny at some point, I don't know. And their mom, Jude. I'd like to thank my dear friend Michael for officiating this for me. The second thought I had after the idea that when we spoke about getting married and stuff, the first person I thought of was him. He's a beautiful man, and I like to call him the walking hug. And we've been going in and out of the prisons and doing work together since like 2007. And he's just a fantastic man. And then, let's see, a lot of people asked me why we were having a big wedding. A lot of people were like, why don't you just go get eloped? Why don't you spend that money on a car or something else? And yeah, the reason for that is this. Everybody here and sharing this moment with us. When we do work in the prisons, Robin and I, one of the things that we work on a lot with people is setting intentions. And setting your intention is like painting the target on the wall where you want to go. And it's got to be believable to you. But you may not know exactly how you're going to get there, but that's where you want to go. To me, setting an intention, or wedding, is a setting of an intention. Our intentions are to spend our lives together. We don't know what that looks like exactly and all the specific mechanics of it or whatever, but that's the target on the wall that we're going for. So that's why we're doing this. And setting the intention loudly in the sun and surrounded by all the people that we love makes that intention way more powerful. And it also fuels that intention with the love of all the people that are here and all the people that we love and all the people that love us. And the side effect is all the people that are in disparate groups that don't know each other that we do know now get to know each other at least a little bit and share the same sort of energy, that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. And lastly, the intention, to make the intention to spend my life with you was like one of the easiest decisions I ever had to make in my entire life. So I love you. And here.
Yeah, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I know that a lot goes into taking a few days away to come and celebrate in a canyon that has curvy roads and weird parking lots and shuttles, but y'all did it. Thanks for staying the course. Some of you, came from so far. Paris, Costa Rica, South Africa. We got Alaska, Canada, the East Coast, the West Coast, Italy. I think Durga heralds from Italy. So just like some real devotion. Thank you. So as Anthony said, there were a number of times where we were really reconsidering having this wedding during the wedding planning process. And I talked to my Aunt Susie, and I was like, well, so we're thinking maybe we're going to get eloped, you know? And she was like, Robin, you have to have a wedding. You can't, what are you talking about? You can have a wedding. And so I was like, well, she's one of the most amazing people we know. So, all right, well, we're going to have a wedding then. So we went forward with the wedding. And then when 2 weeks ago, the venue change happened, rain in the forecast, unexpected medical situations, and some very excited family members, we were like, and Susie, what are you doing? But no, like Anthony said, this is, well, I feel like I'm standing in front of a big, huge ocean wave, actually, of love. Like a big ocean wave that's like, wow, you know? Like, it just doesn't happen, has never happened for me like this. And so I am grateful for this moment, truly. Yeah. Yeah. So I have some thank yous that I must release from this body because, wow, Morgan, our wedding planner, wherever you are, wedding coordinator, could not have gotten through this without, oh, there she is. Okay, if anyone's getting married or knows someone who's getting married, this woman, I didn't know that logistics could happen with so much grace. I didn't know that logistics ever could happen with grace. I mean, when it comes to me, I'm learning. Morgan, I learned from you how to be graceful with logistics. DJ Dragonfly Martin, where you at? There you are. This guy came, yeah, right? He came all the way from Northern California, drove out here, set up for us. And I have known him since I had little sprouts of dreadlocks and people knew me as seaweed. So thanks for bringing the beats to us. Yeah, and Reverend Michael, Anthony spoke about him, our walking hug. Wow, wasn't that beautiful? The space he held for us in the ceremony. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah, and we wouldn't know each other without the Freedom to Choose Project, which is the prison program that Anthony was talking about. So shout out to the Freedom to Choose table. Where are you at? Woohoo! Yeah, Bonnie and David, all of these folks over here, like that was the community that brought us together. So, and that's where Reverend Michael's from. Durga, where's Durga? Durga in the house. Yes, this goddess in the back here. She, I mean, wow, what a voice, huh? What a voice. So one of the things with about this moment that makes it so special is my dad and I, when I was probably about 12 years old, were painting my adolescent bedroom. And we were listening to the Pulse album, Pink Floyd's Pulse album. And that one song, Great Gig in the Sky, which she did sing tonight, she actually sings on that album. And I remember listening to that particular track like over and over again with my dad, with Victoria, and just having this, like whatever that soul is, I want it in my life. I want that soulfulness in my life. And then here she was singing it, the same song as my dad's Walk Me Down the Aisle. And I have the fire circle to thank me for bringing Durga. I actually met her dancing around a fire in Hawaii, like, you know, maybe 10 years, 20 years after, I don't know. 2005, thank you, baby. Yeah, so, and shout out to this fire circle table right here. So you heard two couples from this group as our golden speakers. These folks here have been my soul family since I was 21, and heart cannot get big enough to share my gratitude for everything that you have borne in me. Thank you for coming. My four parents, I have four of them, lucky. My four parents, thank you so much for your financial contributions as well as supporting the love between Anthony and I. Mom, I'm sorry we didn't have real llamas for you. We were gonna have llama flower girls, but she loves animals. This woman's kind heart, compassionate heart. We didn't have any, but how cute were our llama flower girl babies? Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you, India. Yeah, and Victoria, thank you for selecting our wines this evening. That has selected by, I love how cultured you are and how unique you are. Thank you. And to Howie, my stepdad, he's actually the elder of our gathering. He's 88 years old. And yeah, hats off to that. And Anthony and I created a little book called The Howard Steinisms. Yes, he has many Howard Steinisms that I've been hearing since I was about 8 years old, and they are now all in this special book. And so you have the author here, and he has said that he will sign any copy of a Howard Steinism that you would like to. They're sitting at his seat there, so you too can be informed of what's the subtitle? You can be informed of 29 tips for becoming successful financially. The Howard Steinisms. Okay. Yeah. Oh, how much does it cost? How much does it cost, Howard? Oh, $0. I don't know that now. So maybe that shows. Oh, we get 10% of his earnings over $1 million. He gets. Oh, well, we should get. Okay. So Anthony's 3 parents. Where's the table? Where's the Anthony table? Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm so looking forward to getting to know you better, and I thank you for bringing my husband into the world. Thank you for bringing him into the world, and thank you. Yep. He's amazing, incredible. I remember our first kiss. I was like, there was something so gentle, and the thought I had in my mind was like, he's not taking anything from me. That it was, for whatever reason, that was really valuable and important in that moment. So we hung out a little longer, and then as life happens, any of you in her relationships probably know, there was some traumas that came up, and I was like, I'm sorry, I was so nasty. And he was like, I want all of you. And I was like, well, and here we are. Yeah. So as Anthony also said, our intention for this gathering was equally as much about being, having our love seen and blessed by you as it was about being able to bless you with our love. And so that energy loop is something that I am so grateful is here, and I'm so grateful we did this, baby. Yeah. And speaking of blessings, those who have passed, just been feeling the ancestors really close during this ceremony. And I just want to call out and honor my Grammy and Papo, our Grammy and Papo. I want to call out and honor my Grammy and Boppy, our Grammy and Boppy. And I want to honor our Aunt Corky deeply, wearing a lot of her jewelry today. And those who've passed this year, Bill is my father and stepmother's best friend of Bill and Pat, and Fire Circle beloveds Una Gallagher and Kim Hicks. Just feel their blessings around us, and I know they're here in spirit. And I am so clear of the impermanence of this life, and how I invite us to just look around at each other for a second with this acknowledgement that we're not all going to be here forever, that there's this we love each other and we're in love here, but it's also this is impermanent. This shit isn't gonna happen again like this. These people in the same place at the same time, so just this invitation, at least for me, death is an invitation to love more courageously and more boldly and more powerfully than we ever would. I remember one Father's Day, I asked my dad, what is it that makes a life well lived? And he said, Robin, I think it's two things. One, he's looking at me like, what did I say? He says, okay, what makes a life well lived? Okay, one, you must find a way to be happy, personally happy. And two, you must leave this world a better place than before you came to it. And so that is our invitation for us tonight, that each of you find a way to be happy, and that when we leave this gathering, we have left this world a better place because of the way we have gathered.
Let me introduce myself if you haven't already spoken with me. My name's Steve Lieberman. I am Robin's father and actually one of the FOBs. And let me clarify that. That was an F, as in father of the bride. Robin and I share a love for the ocean. And ever since she was small, a toddler in diapers, she would run from the beach to the ocean, completely out of control, or at least out of my control. And we have enjoyed the ocean for her whole life. One of the things that we've done is play in the waves together for many, many years. It's been one of my extreme pleasures in life. As a father, as someone who is supposed to give advice to their child, I always told her to be seaweed. And the seaweed comes from the necessity of being tossed in a wave and being flexible, not breaking in the wave. That advice I tried to give her in all of the life situations that she was to face in the future. Once again, I'm really impressed with this crowd. Thank you so much for being here, and your diversity is just wonderful. I think it is maybe the one thing that we all have in common, though, is the desire and the caring for Robin and Anthony. And with that, then, we have a responsibility. And that responsibility comes in with the metaphor of the ocean and the seaweed, to be their roots, to be deep within the ocean floor, to give them the strength, the courage, and the stability to fight the storms that are going to come their way. And there will be storms, and you need to be seaweed. Need to be flexible, need to be loving. I think what I'd like you to do is be that seaweed that forever grows into the light, into the sun, upward. And because of that, you can move towards that light, move towards the warmth, move towards caring and sharing, move towards kindness, and move towards love. So Victoria and I wish for you all the happiness and all the joy and all the laughter that you can have with your lives together. Here.
I'm Howard Stein, and I'm Linda's wicked stepfather. So, yeah, anyway, yeah. Sorry about that. My wife said before, what do you prepare? I said, I didn't prepare. So anyway, this is me. But anyway, So one thing with Robin, it's always been diverse in her life. It's great the way Steve said everything's so diverse. And Robin has always been different. She's an entrepreneur. She was born an entrepreneur. And the point is, when she was in high school, she was on the great swimmer team. She was a great swimmer. And she went ahead and she was student body president. And I always remember her. The reason when she got student body president, this is really important, Robin, and I think it's really important. I said, Robin, you must be popular. She says, no, I'm not popular. I'm just nice to everybody. So the kids, a pet peeve of mine is people that, kids are horrible to other kids. There's all this harassing. And she went out of her way to be nice to the kids that had all these problems. And that's why she get to be student body president, because she's been nice to everyone, and she's always thought that way. I thought that's really apropos. And then she went ahead to UC Santa Cruz in anthropology, and she was fantastic. She was riding a bike, hit by a car, right? And then she remembers the beautiful firemen. You know how they all look. Well, I always told my kids too, you finish in 4 years. Well, believe it or not, breaking her leg, I think it was your leg that broke, everything else, she finished in 4 years, even with that. And then she went ahead, she's always an entrepreneur, and then she was at the Renaissance Fair. And she's always been this entrepreneur, and I said, Robin, what are you doing? Well, she won the award for selling the most garlands. I don't know what a garland is, but whatever, that's what she's done. And everything she does kind of is just psychological, helping people, et cetera, and other business ventures she's done, and Life Honey. But if you notice, even with Life Honey, it's not just selling a product, it's helping people. And I think that's the beautiful thing about Robin. And then Anthony came in her life, and they're a fabulous couple, the two of them together. It's unbelievable. And with her business, how he helps and they help each other. And it's nice having you as a son-in-law. And good luck to you. And thank you, all of you. This is one of the best weddings I've ever been to. And it seems like everyone that you talk to Robin, well, where did she meet you? Well, I met her in Costa Rica. No, I met her in Hawaii. Somehow she meet these people and they're friends in the most diverse way. You probably have met some of her friends, and relatives and everything else like that. So I just want to say she's been nothing but a joy, and same thing with Anthony. I hope my speech was better, because my wife says, you never prepare for speeches. So anyway, I did the best I could.
And make sure you get your very own signed copy of the Howard Steinisms over here. Don't be shy.
So hi, everyone. I'm Marcia, and I just want to start by acknowledging that all those people who say that weddings are some of the most stressful events to plan, I wonder how many of them had a venue change 2 weeks before the ceremony, and then the threat of rain several days before the ceremony. And yet, here we are, and it has been gorgeous and completely magical, right? Incredible. Because this is what Robin and Anthony do with obstacles and challenges. They kintsugi them, and they use the hard times, the hard places, to deepen their love, to deepen their knowing, to deepen their healing. And I love watching your relationship grow. And I really loved watching them meet. And this is a story that I'd like to share with you all tonight. So Robin and Anthony met at a Freedom to Choose training. And Freedom to Choose, of course, Reverend Michael, who gave the incredible ceremony at the beginning, is from Freedom to Choose. This is a program that uses consciousness and communication to help free mind, heart, spirit, especially for individuals who are physically incarcerated. So Anthony and Robin meet at this training in service, which is my favorite part of this story. It's so much aligned with who they both are. The second part that's really wonderful is that this was the first time Anthony had seen Robin, but it was not the first time that Robin had seen Anthony. She actually saw him 3 weeks before at a fundraiser for Freedom to Choose. And Anthony did not notice the gorgeous blonde walking through the room all night, which is one of my favorite things about Anthony and how I know him and think of him. His presence, his commitment, his depth. He was with his community, he was doing his work. He wasn't somehow noticing the gorgeous blonde walking through the room. And this is such a fantastic match for Robin, because she not only is beauty, but she sows beauty and love wherever she goes through her own depth and commitment. And the two of them together have built this gorgeous relationship that is bringing us all together today. And in this wedding ceremony, Anthony, of course, wanted us all to come celebrate their love. Robin wanted us all to come together to celebrate love and also to bless and be blessed. So we can all do that on the tiles, of course, in the front. Hopefully everyone's done that, or speak it into the video camera as well, right? And then for me, dear ones, I would love to say, bless you as individuals in being the fullness of who you are throughout your life together, and bless this gorgeous redwood tree of a relationship between you that you've been cultivating now for 5 years and will for many more. And bless your life paths of bringing this love and this beauty out into the world and bringing it back into your communities that hold your love. Bless all of your loved ones, bless us, and bless this land that you've sown the seeds of your commitment on. And so it is. Mazel tov, you too.
Well, it's a major decision that I have to make, because a lot of I'm going to be talking about is Anthony. And I'm very happy about Robin and all those circumstances present day. But I would like to bring a little history to this. You see, I used to be many things. I grew up as a stonemason. I became in the aerospace industry at Aerojet, and something didn't work out with the fiance that I was hoping to marry back then, so I became a bartender. I started working at South Shore Lake Tahoe, then I went to Vegas, and then things that happen in Vegas and things that happen in Sacramento stay in Vegas, Tahoe, and Sacramento, okay? So I met Anthony one time prior to that, though. Let me introduce this. My sons and daughter at that point in time, Lorraine and Brian, asked me, do you know this guy named Anthony? Because he's emailing us. And he's saying, do you know this guy? Because he went to Encina High School, where they did. And he says that maybe he's related. Okay. I kept an open mind. And I found out in 2003, I had a son, 35 years old, that was married to a wonderful lady, and I was going to become a grandfather. He came to Sacramento, and I met him, liked him instantly, and everybody says, he's claiming to be your son. You need a DNA test. I said, oh, hell no, he's a smart ass like me. He says the same things. He's been to Europe. He's been to France, he's been to England, he's been to Asia. I'm thinking, I don't need a DNA test. My granddaughter, Tyler, was visiting us, and she was in a room, and she laid out her bathroom, bikini thing to dry or whatever. Anthony picked it up and says, oh, what is this? I was in the other room. I came in, I saw it, and I went, oh, what is this? So instantly, we're both the same. We both think the same. We sort of love the same. And I think the thing that was one of the funnest things early on was the fact that I've got a 9-year-old and 11-year-old granddaughter and a grandson. They're running around saying, Grandpa, Grandpa, and I'm like, who's this? Oh, wait a minute, that old fart, that's me. So we've become a family that, with granddaughter, grandson, mother of my grandchildren, and Anthony. And at the same time, when we went to visit him in LA here, he asked me one time, he says, I would like for you, being a bartender, to go down to my favorite place and have a shot of tequila. Okay, so when I went down there, one of his friends, Kent, wanted to arm wrestle me. And I learned a long time ago, when you arm wrestle somebody, you don't beat them. You just hold them in place. I'm a stonemason. You're not going to compete with me, okay? So to bring the story more up to date, I have had the luckiest time being involved with my son. And what has happened, he's fallen in love with Robin. And they visited us periodically for the last several years. I think she's wonderful. I am the luckiest man in the room. You guys, all of you, have expanded my family. You are the greatest thing that's happened to me, because now, Steve, Robin, you're my family. His friends are an extension of my family. I'm going to be 80 in December. I've been married to my wife for 54 years. And I asked her, you know, a lot of people come up to me and say, what's the success of 54 years? And she said, I tolerate you. That's all the advice I can give. Thank you, Robin. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you. Okay. What's up?
Hello, y'all. Apparently my roadie didn't make it today. I have prepared remarks. These are prescriptions, so I can't see with them on. It's a really small font. So, a lot of you know me, a lot of you don't know me. I'm Kent. I'm the best man. Anywhere I go. Anthony has been my best friend for about 35 years at this point. We've been through a lot of things together. Yeah. So marriage is a funny thing. It's a bonding not just of two people, but of families and friends and extended friends into a bigger family. About 6 years ago, my friend Anthony started telling me about the hot girl in the program he was working on at prison. Because we work together, you know, so I get to hear the day-to-day. He's like, you know, there's this girl I think I might have to ask out. And he did. And it went well, from what I understand. It seems like the evidence shows. And after they dated for a while, we had the pandemic, and they moved in together. And from what I understand, that went well as well. Life is a funny thing. You go through day to day, and seemingly at random, you meet people, form patterns, form bonds. A chance meeting can turn into a life shared. A life shared can turn into a bond that brings families and friends together. From these chance meetings, new bonds can form. A lot of you here today are either family of either the bride or groom. The rest of us are chosen family, invited to share in the union on this day of joy. A lot of you will come out of this with new mothers or fathers-in-law, new aunts, uncles, cousins, Steins, Liebermans, Albrights, Linvilles, all bonding, families growing larger. And a lot of us in the adopted families will come out of this day with new friendships. All because my best friend asked out the hot girl in his program 6 years ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the couple who brought us all together today, Robin and Anthony.